All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up as you're tuning in. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. Before we get into it, before we talk about this $1,200 green day, first, let's take a quick look at the disclaimer. Let's understand that day trading is risky business and it is not easy. So, if you are new, if you've been around the space, if you've downloaded apps like Robinhood and Webull, but you're not quite consistently hitting your marks, ladies and gentlemen, you have to take it slow. Start with what they call risk money. A small amount of cash that if you lose it, it does not affect your life, your livelihood, your lifestyle. It doesn't affect anything. Use risk money or utilize a simulator. That's where you can practice trading the live market with artificial currency, aka paper trading. Do not go into the market guns a blazing. Most of the time, people lose money doing that. All right, so take it slow. And other than that, remember that the live stream and recaps that I do are never a reason to try and copy trade what I'm doing. It takes months to learn the strategy, more commonly years. All right, so be careful and take it slow as you're going through the learning curve. All right, ensure that your tuition to the market is minimal. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. Be careful of fake accounts on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all platforms. A lot of fake accounts, as we ban and block them and report them to the community, they make new accounts. So you got to stay safe out there, all right, guys? I will never message you first. I will never talk about money. I will never message you first for no reason, all right? Stay safe, stay green on that side of things, and let's talk about this $1,200 day. So we're going to talk about the hyper scalping strategy that I trade, getting in and out hundreds of times throughout the day, looking to make a couple of cents at a time, and hoping for that to accumulate. All right, so we're going to talk about hyper scalping. We're going to talk about some of the patterns that I traded today and some of the patterns that I trade in general. Other than that, we're going to talk about risk management and how I look to cut trades quickly. We're going to also review some live trading towards the end of the video, and we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get started for those of you who might be interested in learning how to trade. All right, so Lucy Lucy, and that is a song, by the way. It's a Caribbean song. It's a soca song, and Lucy today, a stock, a ticker symbol, giving a big move, and has given a huge move over the last couple of days, going from about 16 cents to 111. This was Thursday of last week. Pulled back, a day of rest, and then today, the first daily candle making the new high, and this thing going all the way from 38 cents up to 136. Very impressive, very strong, and we were able to make something on it. Now, it was a little tricky, it was a little choppy for me in the beginning, and I had a hard time before really being able to lock in. So let's zoom in on our charts here. So pre-market around 9 a.m. is when this thing started to move, going from about 32 cents all the way up to 50. And I was skeptical. I thought this was just a small move up from short sellers covering and that this thing would eventually sell off, being that the daily candle, we were quite far away from making the new high. We had to get to 75 for the daily candle to make a new high. And at the time, we were only at 50. So I was concerned that, hey, this thing is going to come up here and then sell right off. That wasn't the case. It held up and it continued pushing. And so coming into the open, we had the pre-market high at 56 cents. We had the low of the pullback at VWAP at 47. And that gave us a bit of a range. And from here, you can see it really took off. I didn't come in up until about 9:40, so I was late to this stock, pretty late watching other opportunities. But in terms of the setups I would have looked at if I was here early, we did have a beautiful pullback and candle to make the new high right here. Bit of a 3-bar play, small flag, and continuation. So patterns, hey, Relentless, what type of patterns do you look for? Even on the daily chart right here, you can see this is a 3-bar play, right? 3 candlesticks and the candlestick making the new high. Just like how the 1-minute candlestick here on the 1-minute time frame will make a new high, or on the 5-minute time frame, we will make a new high. So sometimes the patterns are repeating itself, right? Over and over. So we pushed up nicely. We got up to 65 and then all the way to 70 before a pullback. It got a little crazy in this area, but you can see we had some consolidation. and then we were able to make a new high again, pushing over 70 all the way to 73. So not bad. And when I'm here, I was watching this area. I think I fumbled it a little bit. I could have been a little bit better holding a little longer in this area around 63 for the push as the 1 minute candle was making the new high. Sometimes it's a little tricky, but you got to get in there. You got to give it a chance to get the opportunity. So we broke out. It only went up by a couple cents initially, came back down, and then tried again, 74. I did remember giving back a little bit of profit in here, trying to buy the highs too many times, but the pullback trade itself at 49 was good. I think I did capture that candlestick there, going back to 9:49 a.m. Let's just double check. I think I did capture some of the move, right? Not the entire thing, but some of it. So I'm in at 66, 67, and this was a pretty big position. Oh yeah, and I did again. I cut this trade just a little soon here, just a little soon. So this is about a half of a cent of gains, 20,000 shares. But then you can see I got back in at 68.80, and then I'm even buying at 69, and I'm selling 68.94. This looks like to me like it was a bad fill as I'm trying to sell into the high. Sometimes the spreads will open up and will get you. But a good attempt right there. But you can see this first position is the position I needed to hold a little longer here to see the push all the way through and through to 71 and then 74. But this move was short-lived because right back down as quickly as it came up, right back down. This is around 950. And this is where we really started to see a bit of a consolidation. So let's zoom out. Let's get rid of this box up there. Let's zoom out a little bit. So we consolidated. We had this 5-minute pullback here, and then the 5-minute candle made the new high over 76. On a stock like this, I really would expect myself to be up like 5, 6, 7,000. But again, I just had a little bit of trouble connecting, right? And I think part of the issue that I had was watching it too many stocks at once. Watching it too many stocks sometimes can be distracting. We did have other opportunities in BNAI, right? BNAI. We can see that this one gave opportunities. BNAI. We also had ASTS earlier, right? ASTS gave a sweet move. And here we go, right here. ASTS gave a huge red to green, right? Going from red to green. And so sometimes it's hard to just watch one stock, especially if you don't connect on it immediately, which is what happened to me with Lucy. I had a feeling that it was the one to watch. But sometimes, it happens, man. You look away and you start taking a few trades elsewhere and you're out of a rhythm, right? You're not really gaining that connection. So even in this incline right here, I missed a lot of trades here, man. I missed a lot of trades. Let's see, from 24 to 34. Let's just double check the log here. 24 to 34. How many trades did I really get in here? So from 24, let's see. I caught what was this entry? Actually, look, I'm trading a whole different stock, right? So again, this is exactly what I'm saying. BNAI, so right at 1024, I'm watching BNAI rather than continuing to trade Lucy. This was around 1022. I think it pulled back slightly from 73. And then I kind of looked away. And, that was right in this area here, right before the acceleration. So, it's on me. I got to do a better job recognizing the pattern right here to say, hey, I'm going to focus on this one, not look away. Because you can see now, when I like to trade the uptrend, right? We've been having sideways consolidation for so long. Is there opportunity to make money in the sideways consolidation? Of course. But I find it better when we're uptrending. We're starting to uptrend, I look away. So this is part of why I didn't really get to make like 5, 6, 7,000 on this thing. But on this resumption up here, the halt resumption pattern, the dip and rip, I took a massive trade. We were halted up at 14. After that move up, we dipped down to 05. I was in at 7 and out at 16 on this candlestick. 16,000 shares. That was a pretty massive trade. And that really is what saved the day, because a lot of chop and a lot of just not paying attention and giving the stock my undivided attention. So all in all, It's okay. I'm hoping this continues tomorrow. And if it does, we're in a price range where I can do even better. So let's see what it does. Lucy, we're consolidating sideways. Hopefully pre-market tomorrow. We're up here at like 160, $2. And then, we can continue to trade this thing all the way up to 253. And I mean, imagine if this goes all the way to 10. If this goes to like 10 tomorrow, man, we got to be ready. But yeah, in terms of live trading, I'm going to show you guys a live. We can look at this trade on the resumption, or we can look at BNAI. I think I'll watch BNAI, and this is around 11:20 a.m. BNAI. Let's split up. So I want to show you guys this false breakout and how you can still make money on a false breakout candlestick. So in terms of context, let me just show you guys the pattern that I was looking at. So BNAI initially, even a little choppy as well on this stock. But then we started to open up a little bit over the highs. And again, this is for opportunity cost. So I realized, okay, I need to watch Lucy. And I'm watching Lucy. And this thing surges up right here over 240. Or rather, yeah, 240. And I missed this entire surge. So I started watching the consolidation. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch to see if we can get a move now over 280. And a push up to 316. It initially is going to catch me off guard. So we're getting a bit of a wedge. And can we break over 80? It's going to catch me off guard, but I'm going to be able to get the trade up at 90 for the continued push. Time was 11:20. So let's just skip ahead to 11:20. And of course, this is the live trading recording. This is the live recording from today, which we call an archive. That is uploaded for the students to go back, rewind, and fast forward to see exactly what we did and when. Not only myself, but all the other mentors. You see, this is why our community is so good, is because we don't hide anything. People can come and see, okay, Relentless bought 1,500 shares right here between 83 and 85, and he's not hiding why and when and where. There is no trickery. This is just transparency. So I'm up 179 at the time, and again, 80 was the level, but I knew that I needed to be in lower. And I did take some entries lower around 63. In fact, I took a ton of trades down there, but I was not confident enough to hold the trade longer. So I'm a little disappointed in that aspect, right? Sometimes you got to be courageous even when there's fear. I was thinking on one side, hey, I need to be in low so that once it starts to move up, I'm well positioned and I can unwind. On the other hand, I'm thinking, man, what if this thing flushes down and comes down hard? So every time I'm in around 60, or 58, and I can show you guys my log, right? I'm selling quickly. Every time it comes down a little bit, I'm selling, rather than, hey, I'm in at 60, I'm going to put a stop at 50, risk 10 cents, 12 cents, and see what this thing does. Sometimes that's the approach that you have to take to get these things a chance. And that's what I didn't do right here. And so I'm a little, and look at how aggressive it is once it gets over 80. This is what's going to catch me off guard, because I was planning to buy 80 here. I should have been in 77 once we started to see some action here, but wasn't sure, and out of nowhere it just rips to 86, 87. So I'm going, okay, if it doesn't flush down, I'm going to be in. And right here, there's some selling and it doesn't flush down. So I'm like, all right. And this right here is just me giving it a chance to see what it wants to do, because I don't know if it's going to go strong or if it's going to come right back down. So I take the couple cents. I'm watching here, and I should have been back in already, but a little slow right there. I'm a little slow right there, but it continues. I'm in at 96, good fill. Can we get the move through 3? I'm selling. The moment I saw 15, I started to sell. But you can see unrealized that on the ask, I was up, 4 something and 720 on the stock. But in an instant, it is back down to 306. I did get fills up at 9, 10, and then 7, 6, and so forth. And right here, it flushes down. A brutal flush down. Brutal. So it held 80, and 80 was our last area of resistance. So I did start to think this thing might just hold up and retest. But I was slow to buy back right here. I think I should have already been in. Did I get in? Let's see. I think I'm going to get in here somewhere. Right here. Right there I got in, which is a fair trade. I got filled high though. In fact, yeah, I remember this. I want to see this fill. because I thought I should have been filled at like 81, 82, 83. Let's just watch to see if the ask did get to 86. Oh, I guess it kind of did. Because in the moment, I got so upset because I thought I saw 84 in the ask. But we did see 88, 86, 84. And I got the fill 86 back before 84 and then 80. So it's a fair fill, which is usually the case. A lot of times I just don't see the number, so I get frustrated. But which is why even when we get frustrated in a moment for higher fills, it doesn't make any sense. You got to just smile and move on. So I ended up giving back a little bit here in 86 out at 76 area or 74. So I ended up going from 520 in gains back to 350. But this is to show you that you could still make money in a false breakout, but you got to be very careful because they come down so quick. There's usually a dip trade in here, but it's always risky, guys. It's always risky. So in terms of how I'm stopping out of the trades, you know, this is a good example here as well of me getting in. The moment it's going against me, I'm back out. I'm not trying to buy lower. You know, my thesis was, hey, can we hold 80? If we do, maybe this thing gets back to 90 and $3 again. If not, I want to be right back out as this heavy selling is coming in. I do not need to be holding the stock, especially with a nasty candlestick like this and high volume. And you can see, whilst I'm trading this, look at what's happening over here on the right hand side. Lucy has went from 115 back to 123, and I think it might have even gotten close to the halt level here. Did we? It got to 27. So Lucy was moving, and in situations like this, I need to be quick to switch away. And you know, again, it's good to cut the trade, take the loss. I'm out at 76, 74, rather than still holding and in at 250. And then really, I would have been down like 800 already right here. So you got to just take the loss and move on. But I need to see myself having a quicker rotation back to the next stock, which is Lucy. That was trading. Why am I still watching this stock? It just doesn't make any sense. Too much talking. That's what it's telling me. Too much talking right there. Look at Lucy right here, getting halted, trying to get up there. So we got to make that small adjustment. We did mention that we'll also talk a little bit about how those of you who are looking to get started can get started. And that is, of course, with the day trading course that I have, Merciless Markets. All right. MMU, Merciless Markets University. This is the service that I have. It is A grade, S-class grade, battle tested. This program, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into, and it is pretty good. It's progressive, it's easy to digest, and we don't guarantee success, but with the material that we have, we're confident that people can get a fair shot at learning how to trade and becoming profitable. All right? We think you can have a fair shot. But you know, it's not easy. I'm here to tell you that it's not easy. It does take a lot of work. The curriculum is pretty, you know, extensive. It's long, but it needs to be that way because you need to learn everything, right? It goes from 0 to advanced. It is long, but you know, it needs to be that way, right? That way you can learn all the patterns, all the edges, you know, with multiple examples and a endless amount of live archives so that you can see how we're doing it, right? You can see, hey, how did Relentless Trader do back on this day in 2023? How did he lose 600? Hey, how did Marcelo make 800 on a parabolic price action, right? So you can skim through all this stuff. You can come through, watch some videos in detail, you know, our biggest winners, biggest losers, all these types of things, you know. So it's all here, right? It's all here, you know, it's all here, winners and losers. So you can see everything, green, red, and everything in between. You know, hey, how did RT make 1200 on the 11th? You know, how did RT make 3000 trading LIFW? Second halt resumption, right? How did Marcelo make 1K on a cold day? That's 2023, October 9th, October 8th, October 7th. So all this stuff is here, and it's here for your taking, right? It's here for you guys to see, trade, and learn. And of course, the program is a subscription because it does come with one-on-one mentorship, weekly Q&As, ongoing lectures, low latency streaming via our chat room, free access to our chat room, and unlimited access to our chat room throughout your subscription. All right. And as well as the live trading archives that we upload every day. So yeah, I'm not the only mentor. We have guys like Tim. We have guys like Tommy, right? AKA Triad Trading. So you guys can come down here and check out all of these different guys, see what they have to offer. You know, come check us out. Here's Tim, right? Here's Tom. So you guys can check us out. And yeah, check out the team, check out the community. Utilize coupon code Miami for 40% off, which is in honor of the next day trading team house. We will be meeting up pretty soon. At the beginning of July, we're gonna be hanging out in Miami. About 10 of us, 10 traders, one huge mansion, hanging out, trading, working, networking, growing, studying, going out, having a good time. And we are going to fly out one lucky student for free. So if you are a diamond member, you'll get 5 times the entries. And if you are in gold, silver, or Tim or Triads uh, archives, you'll still get a chance to win. All right. So, good luck. It's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And I think, I think the people will love the content. We're going to shoot a ton of content. If you guys are not familiar with our team houses, we usually do one every so often, right? We usually will do one every so often. Vegas was one of the more recent ones that we did. This is us hanging out. Shout out to Tim, right? Who at the time had back-to-back 6K days, right? So this is what it is. We're hanging out, we're having a good time. Shout out to the community, man. Shout out to Will. Shout out to Jorge. These are students who won the raffle last time, right? So it's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait. Shout out to the Relentless Trading, the MMU community. We're growing, we're getting bigger, stronger, and better. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for another beautiful day. It's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.